Hello, and we are live. This is going to be a wonderful time. Welcome to Lunchtime with Leona. And I am just so excited for each of you. I hope that you will enjoy today's show. And certainly, as you come on and you're a part of today's show, that you will be a part of that conversation and that you will include both who you are and where you're from and say hello to each other because this is certainly going to be a great time. I'm so looking forward to each of you and for being able to have those times when we can just have conversations and enjoy each other's presence. So, like I said, I'm excited to see you, and we're going to have a good time. Now, I have a few things because this is the startup of lunchtime, and I have just been adding little things along the way that I am just. Hoping that everything goes well and goes smoothly with StreamYard, and certainly I know it will. Hi, Emma. And Emma's coming in to us from the UK. Ah, glad to have you. So I am going to give an official welcome for those of you who are here early and just to let you know what this is all about. So welcome to lunchtime. As I said, I'm Leona Dooley, and this is Ebony, Ivy, and Thyme. It is my hope that we will enjoy each other's company and conversation while we're having lunch. January, is always a new beginning. It's an opportunity for each of us. It kind of gives us a new start somewhat and or it gives us a chance to be able to tweak some of those things that we did back in 2021 that we can improve upon in 2022. Now I'm going to stop right here. I see my buddy Denise who's over there, and hey Denise, we're looking forward to seeing you. So as I said, we're looking forward to our present plans. We're looking at what we've put on paper as to what we plan to do for 2022. And some of those plans involve the month of January, and some of those plans are going to be those plans that we're looking at way out into the year. And therefore, both ourselves, our personal plans, as well as things that we have planned for our family. Now, let me tell you a little bit about Ebony, Ivy, and Thyme. Ebony, Ivy, and Thyme focuses on the kitchen. And that's because of the fact that the kitchen is the hub, it's the heart of the home. It's a place where everyone loves to congregate. It's where we have our food, our fun, and all of those good chats and giggles. I'm hoping that lunchtime is going to be so much fun that it will encourage you. For those of you who are maybe a little hesitant about stepping out with some of your plans, I'm hoping that as we move through each week, and I do have quite a few of those weeks already planned, that you're going to find yourselves maybe learning a few things. I'm certainly doing that. And in preparing, I want to be able to encourage you to step out and to try something new. And, because I'm a forever learner. And we are also trying to love each other. And we're learning and loving, and we're doing that every day. Now, my philosophy is that as homemakers, whether we're the father, the mother, the grandmother, the uncle, the aunt, or whomever that person, that homemaker may be, we are trying to build strong families and keep our families together. And you know what? We're doing it one meal at a time. So every time you sit down at your table with your family, it's an opportunity. And I am certainly looking forward to this opportunity because we are together at the lunch table. So now that we've had a chance to hear the welcome and see what it's all about, I'm going to take a moment to see who's here in the studio. And let's see, we've got, if I do this right, if I lose you, don't say anything. There's Emma, and she's from the UK. I am so excited. And we have Denise, who's here. And, you know, Denise, I've been looking forward to this too. And I have to tell you, while I have Denise right here, you know, I'm sure those of you, and I'm looking at those who are already out here, you know, Denise influences us and she gives us those little nudges to get out there and to try something new. And I am so excited and almost a little intimidated to have you here because I know she knows what she's doing, but that's okay. Centric, I hope I pronounced that correct. I am so excited that you're here and we talk quite a bit. I see I've got Joan. Hey, Joan, how are you? It's so good to see you at this afternoon. I got Kim. I talked with Kim a little bit earlier today, and I'm so glad to see you. And let's see, Denise, what is that? Oh, okay. She's saying hello. I've got Lee Ann, who's here with us today. Oh, Denise is funny. She said she had to throw in. She's from Indiana, and you may not know, but Joan is from, and Joan, you correct me. Joan's from New Jersey, if I remember correctly. I think that's right. And so I'm just going to have fun. And as time goes by, I'll be jumping in and out and bringing people in. So we will continue with some of the plans that we have for today. Um, I'm going to bring you here and tell you a little bit. Our program today is being sponsored by two groups. One is Veet. And if you've watched the channel this weekend, you know that Veet is a company that sells beautiful dinnerware. And this just happens to be one of their patterns that I'm using today for my tea. And another is one that's coming. And for those of you who I thank you for being a part of Saturday's quick live. But this is my lunch bag. And yes, girls, I packed it for lunch. And so you'll be seeing the things that are going to be coming out of this bag. But it is also sponsored. And in fact, let me tell you, they have given us a code so that if you're interested in a lunch bag, either for yourself, and what I've decided to do is that I think I'm going to give one as a birthday present and fill it full of all kinds of little goodies to someone. They are giving us a 50% off discount today. And so the link is going to be in the description box here, as well as there's a promotion video that's coming right after our lunchtime. It's in that as well. So I'll be including that information. If I don't have it already in there, I think I already put it in there, but just in case it's not in the description box, it will be in there. Just give me a little bit and I'll make sure that I have that. Now, here's the big question. While you are out there chit-chatting with each other, let me know, what are you having for lunch today? What's for lunch? And let us know. Put it in so we can see what you're doing. And while we're doing that, I'm going to take out lunch. I've got my planner because one of the things that we're going to take a look at, we're going to talk about this week's meal plan. And you know, what I really was impressed with this bag was the fact I have a thermos that I use all the time, but it is 9 inches long. And you know, some bags they're pretty and they're cute, but you can't get a thermos this large in it. So I have my soup, which is a part of my lunch. You all know I've been suffering with this awful cold. And so I was able to get my 9-inch thermos in this bag, as well as my fruit. And because I'm at home, I didn't put my water in here, but I actually had room. I tried the water bottle in here. you all, I do this for purses as well. I take all of my junk, go to the store to purchase a handbag, and I stick everything in the new handbag to make sure it'll fit. And then I will decide whether or not it's large enough or small enough to do the things that I need for it to do. So for those of you who like lunch bags, it's great. And I take it on trips. I take lunch bags on trips. You put your snacks in there. And when they're sassy like this, with this little leopard print or cheetah print, whatever you like to call it, uh, I carry it. I take it with me. And sometimes it gets loaned out when the girls need a lunch bag. My little granddaughters, I will loan it out to them so that they can use it. But like I said, this makes a great gift, and you can stick all kinds of little goodies in there for whomever it is that you're going to gift it to. So I'm just going to sit this off to the side because I do have my lunch. And I also fix some tea because I know every now and then I might have a coughing fit. So I'm looking. Let's see what we got going. Oh, I see some things that are going to be delicious. Kim, it is a nice bag. It really is. Let me click you in and see. Let's see. Denise is going to make some potato soup. That is so good. I meant to ask this question as well as besides what we were having for lunch, but I don't know about you. It's cold here. And I know some of you have really had some bitter cold weather. Oh, wow. Leanne's having chicken Alfredo. I like that. Oh, Emma, that's right. We're on a time difference. So for her, it's 5:30 in the afternoon. So lunch is past. But she said she had toasted cheese sandwiches. You know, if I fix a toasted cheese sandwich, I've got to fix at least four because the big guy loves toasted cheese. And we call them grilled cheese, but same thing. And but they are always good. Let's see. Kim says she's working from home today. Uh, she says she's making baked cod and sugar snap peas. Oh, that sounds delicious. Absolutely delicious. Let's see, what's Joan doing? Oh, she likes the lunch bag. Oh, she says she's having eggs. Oh, shh, shh. Don't let the big guy hear that. His mom used to make egg salad. And when we first got married, I didn't know anything about egg salad. And he kept saying, I just want an egg salad sandwich. It took me forever to figure out how to get that egg salad the way that he liked it. So I finally did. But you're having his favorite egg salad sandwiches. Oh my goodness. Wait till I tell him. He's gonna laugh because he loves egg salad. What else have we got? Oh, she's Centric is staying. She may have some potato soup because she has some extra scallions. Ooh, that sounds so good. Potato soup. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right, now, girls, we're going to stay a little focused, because I do have some plans and some things that we need to talk about. It's January. There's some things we just need to do, and that's what we're going to be doing today. We're going to talk about first what's hot in 2022. And, as we think about what's hot in 2022, I found out that some of those things that are hot in 2022, some of us, and especially when I look at those of us who are here in the conversation, we have been doing these things all along. And, some of these things are things, we talk about things going full circle. And it's funny because Denise and I were talking about our moms the other night and talking about what our moms did and how they handle things. But when I started really looking into the trends for 2022, we're going back. And I do believe some of this is pandemic driven because, for instance, those who are who are working from home, and so many people have chosen now not to go back in the workplace. They're going to find jobs where they can work from home, or they're already working from home, and where their place of employment has said, hey, you want to work from home? Have at it. That's great. As long as you can do your job, it's wonderful. So we're going to talk about some of those things. One of the items, and I had never heard this term. Had you heard of cottage food? COTTAGE. Let's see if I can type that in real quick. Cottage food. Everything. Get that in there. Oh, did I do that right? Okay, let's go here. Create. Okay. COTTAGE. Cottage food. All right. Hey, let me click on that. Cottage foods. Now, when I first saw that, I thought, is that about our location, where we are, that we're thinking that our homes have feel smaller, like a cottage, more homey, those kinds of things. And to a point, I wasn't far off. But when I really started to look at it, I don't know how many of you are doing this. This is what they talked about. Homemade foods. There are more people cooking at home today. And a lot of that has to do with our pandemic. More people are cooking at home. And they're pulling out they're pulling out recipes that their mom had prepared, recipes that they're thumbing through the books and trying to find. But cottage foods are also those items that we prepare that you can put in your pantry, like pickles. Do some of you make your own pickles? If you are into making jams, making bread, and those are the items and cookies, all kinds of cookies. Now, usually cookies are things that we do anyway for the holiday, but now cookies, breads, jams, and pickles have become those big ticket items that homemakers, male and female, are starting to get their hands into, and to start to tweak to such a point that they can do specialty types of items. And so I'm going to try to catch real quick. I saw Clarissa come in. Let me see if I can catch her here. And she said she had popped in earlier and she's back for a minute. But she's at work. Thank you so much, Clarissa, for the support. I know we had talked a little bit earlier, and I am so glad to see you. And but we're working, girl. And so for those of you who are working from home, I know you've got a time limit as to how long you can take for lunch. Some of us get an hour, some don't. And so certainly, Clarissa, thank you so much for being here with us. So like I said, we are working on those things and trying to hone our skills, because let's face it, most of us that are in this generation, we got into buying the jams. And especially those of us who worked outside of the home, we didn't have time to make jams. I know I didn't. I didn't have time to make pickles. I didn't even have time to make bread. And so if it wasn't at Kroger's, I didn't get it, because I needed that time for survival. So we're learning how to do those types of things. Another item that is hot for 2022. And I mean, every variety of this is coming about. Homemade soups. Oh my goodness. Homemade soups are off the chart. And, people are coming up with all kinds of special recipes and adding their tweaks and their twist. And, you know, I'm a one pot meal girl. So I love being able to put together a soup. And Denise has already told us she's going to be making a potato soup. And it was funny. I called my daughter yesterday. She made two soups. She had chili going. She had a sausage kale soup going. And but what she was doing was cooking because she does work from home, but she wanted these soups already prepared. So uh, Kim is saying that she did have to talk to her boss to work from home. And those are some of the things that I think we will find that as time goes by, we will um, have to make some adjustments. So we're relearning some of the things that we have tried to hone and get into. I know I'm looking at pickles and jams, but you know what? In the early part of the pandemic, I don't know how many of you could find jars. That was a problem. And even now, jars are back, but they're not in the varieties that we used to be able to get the jars. You could just go to the store. There would be shelves of different kinds of jars. You could hit Walmart and get jars, get good deals. And now jars are at a premium. So that's something we have to work through, and we're learning. I see LM. What is your first name? You'll have to tell me that so I'll know and I can call you by your name. But she said her mom used to make pickles and jam sometimes. She said she makes bread occasionally, but soups and egg salad often. Thank you. Isn't that lunch bag fun? Um, it is. It's very good. So share with us your first name. Louise from North Dakota. How about that? Yay. Thank you. Okay, Louise, I got you. And but anyway, we have people from all across the country, which is so exciting to see. And let me ask you this: how's the weather where you are? Because I know some of you have really gotten nailed with terrible snowstorms, bitter cold. Some people have even dealt with, you had to deal with the wildfires. Some of you have had flooding. It's amazing all of the things that are going on just on our continent alone, weather-wise. It's amazing to see. And so we want to be able to acknowledge that and keep that in mind. Emma says she loves making soup. She likes leeking potato. I tried leeking potato last year. That was my first time. Denise's turkey noodle soup. Yes, it did. It looks so good. I don't know how many of you, I've still got a little bit of turkey. So I might have to try Denise's turkey noodle soup as well, because I love any kind of noodle soup. And but it looked awfully good. So we're going to have to try that and see what we can do. And moving along. So those are our trends. We're getting back to what we've seen our moms do. I know my mom made pickles. She made jams. Now, she wasn't a bread baker, so that part I got up on her. But those are things that many of our moms and our grandmothers, aunts did all the time. And so we're getting back to that. The situations are taking us back to those items. Now, let's talk about 3 tempting, easy dinner ideas that you are going to want to add to your meal plan. And I brought this in because, very often we're trying to tweak our meal plans. And, I'm big on that one plan, 1 month, and one shop, if at all possible. And so, because of that, um, I was looking at my list. So I've got it right here. I'm looking at my list. And I tell you what, I usually try to find things that are new. We build on what we know. And I'm going to come back to those of you who are talking about the weather in just a minute. But we're building on what we know. And we're also trying new things. Just a few moments, she was saying that she was going to try Denise's turkey noodle soup. So that's something that's going to be new. And so we want to be able to add to our tempting meal ideas. So before we get to those meal ideas, let's see what's going on in the world. I've got Sinstrick here, who Sinstrick is from Florida, and it's 73. Oh, I am so jealous. I love the 70s. I hope it's warm and beautiful and sunshiny. Isn't that cool? Uh, Clarissa said she loves homemade vegetable soup. Oh, I do too. I do too. And in fact, Clarissa, I think you did homemade vegetable soup when we had our one pot meal. If I'm right, you can if I'm wrong, correct me. But she made a delicious vegetable soup. Kim, she said it's cold in Ohio and it's about to snow over the next few days. Oh, now I have to tell you, I love snow. I'm like a kid when it snows. I am just excited to have snow. And I think it just comes back from when I was a kid and we were in Kentucky, and the winters, it's like once a week you'd have some snow. And it was always beautiful to see fall. And but the cold, which kind of goes along with the snow, is a part that I don't like. So bless your heart, Kim. I will keep you in mind. Bundle up, as you're going to want to stay warm and get those good hot soups. Let's see. Leanne. Oh, she said she's gotten her grandmother and mom's recipes out, and she's learning how to make some new things. Oh, you are so sweet, Leanne. She said that Denise and Mary's Nest and myself, that we have really been teaching her a lot. Well, I certainly hope so, because, that's what it's all about. It's not that we're perfect, because we're not. And it's not that every dish that we prepare is one that we want to put in the New York Times, but they are dishes that we can put on our table for our family, and they warm their tummies, they're comforting, and they are delicious. And so they're just nice menu items. And I hope we're helping you as well as others as we do that. Let's see. Joan said, I know she's had some rough weather. She said it's very cold in New Jersey. And she said she's talking about making her favorite soups. Clarissa said it's cold in North Carolina, but she likes it. She likes it. Well, I'm a warm weather girl. I want it warm. 80 degrees is good for me. I am good with that. Oh my goodness, Louise. She said it is 5 degrees. Oh, she's got a heat wave. It's going to get up to 17. I love that. She said last week for many days it never got up to 0. Oh, I can't imagine. I can't imagine. I would just be a little icicle somewhere. Let's see, Emma. She said it's 43 degrees where she is in the UK. That's bearable. That's bearable. I'm thinking, we're not far from that here where we are, where I am in Virginia today. Clarissa, okay. Joan says she loves snow as well. Let's see. Oh my goodness, Denise. She said it's 23 degrees. There is windy and cold, and they've got a light dusting of snow. Brr. Yes, absolutely, Denise. Oh my goodness. Uh, all right. Now, so let's get back to what we were talking about. We're talking about those delicious menu items. And last week, I had put together well, I won't say it's a new dish. I've done it before. I just hadn't done it on YouTube. But I fixed seafood bisque. And it was just because seafood at that time, they had lots of it. And, there have been times that we've gone to some of our stores and seafood has been at a premium, both price wise and quantity wise. And so I was able to pick up some different types of seafood. And I thought this would make a really good bisque because it was pretty chilly. So while I was doing that, I also, since I had the oven going for the some green beans on the side, which the big guy likes, I thought, well, let's throw some chicken in there. Well, this week I'm putting together some chicken nachos that I think you'll enjoy. So you'll get to see that later on this week. But I'm looking forward to that. I'm really looking forward to those nachos. And sometimes you want you want to have dinner and you want to enjoy dinner, but you may not want to do a lot of cooking. And the chicken nachos is one of those recipes that you can put together. If you decide to throw a side salad, you can certainly do that. A lot of times I will fix a salad that's large enough to last at least 2 days. And that way the salad's already done. The nachos are going to be done quickly and they're going to be delicious as well. This week, I am also going to put together a Salisbury steak. I don't know. I have had that. You know how sometimes you just get a taste that you're thinking of and you want to add those items to your menu plan. So this week, Salisbury steak is one of those things that I am going to prepare. Another thing, I try to do one soup at least a week. And I had planned to do chili this week. But the big guy loves French onion soup. And I got the onions. I have everything. I haven't cut them, but I'm planning to do a French onion soup later in the week that I think he's going to enjoy with some good crusty bread. And especially, we've got some cold weather coming this way. So I think that will probably be something that we'll want to have on one of those cold evenings. Oh my goodness, Leanne said that it's snowing right now in West Virginia. Woo! Clarissa, have a wonderful time. She's on her way back to work, but I know, it's a work day. We got to do what we got to do. Oh my goodness. I know some of you have been trying to, who have been sick and under the weather. And, I've been kind of going through that as well, of dealing with a cold. And I thought the cold was, that dreaded C word. And so I had to go have a test, and which was a little intimidating, but thank God it was just a cold. So I'm thankful for that. But anyway, so those are a few things. I'm also looking at a cranberry chicken. And for those of you who are new to meal planning, what I like to do, and some of you can kind of jump in here, what I like to do is to say on Monday and Wednesday, or Sunday and Wednesday, Sunday night, decide maybe what your meals are going to be. You know what your meals are going to be. Take out whatever out of the freezer that you need to take out so that it has time to thaw. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, those items are ready to go. whether you're doing it as a one meal plan, a one pot meal, or if you're going to use your crock pot, whatever it is. But those things are ready for you to use, and you don't have to wait. You don't have to worry about it thawing. Then Wednesday night, before you close it up, take out what you need for the rest of the week. And then that way, those items are already thawed and ready and takes you to the following Sunday. So that's just a tip to keep you from having to pull things every night. Um, as we were thinking about these easy dinner ideas that you can add, think about, and it's funny, I had turkey soup on my list. So Denise, turkey soup is going to be in there. I don't know about you. I love chicken wings. And that's one of the things for this week. I'm going to fix some chicken wings. And I like my chicken wings nice and crispy, but I'm trying to do away with some of the breading. So I'm going to see if I can create a recipe that's going to have delicious chicken wings, no breading, and maybe have a little sauce that I can put on it, and just have a delicious time. Because dinners don't have to be humongous. My mom used to cook a full meal. She had meat, two vegetables, a starch, the bread, and dessert. I don't have time for that. What about you? And nor do we want to have to do that. So that's what we're going to do. But anyway, we're trying to keep our meals within, I think, a reasonable range, as well as we want to be able to keep our grocery bills reasonable, because you already know that the prices are going up on our food. So we're going to have to start looking at how we can stretch what we're preparing. So that round two, you might fix it today. And that's what I did the other night. I prepared that chicken and I chopped that chicken up, and it's going to have the round two that's going to come in the chicken nachos. So I'm really looking forward to having those nachos the next day. Let me see, look at our time. Okay, we got a little more time to talk, because I know some of you really are going to have to go to lunch or go back to work. We want to be able to savor the simple things. We want to be able to savor the simple things. We want to keep our life and our family in somewhat of a simple mode, in that, there's enough hustle and bustle that's going on around us. And I don't know about you all, last night I was listening to the news and they were talking about the problems that students are having, where they're having to deal with the stress of not knowing from one week to the next as to whether or not they're going to be in person and learning, or whether they're going to have to go back to virtual. And having been a teacher for 36 years, I can tell you that switch up is stressful. And some of them are really having a hard time, because for those who were at home during the time that our shutdown came, they got used to the quiet at home. And then when they had to go back into the classroom where the noise was, now all of a sudden the noise is distracting where it had never been distracting before. So we want to be able to make our homes and our kitchen more simple, where we can get things done in a way that's not so stressful. Hey, Ronnie, it's okay. It's okay. Bless her heart. She said she had a doctor's appointment. Well, we are just glad that you're here, and she's taken out some food out of the freezer, and getting ready to plan for her meal as well. Now, so as we savor and get ready for those simple things, let's talk a little bit about that. We're encouraging those who are new. Sometimes when, say, myself and some others, when we're doing things, we're really not trying to make it look that easy. It may be easy, but to someone who's brand new, think about yourself when you first started working in your kitchen as a homemaker, in your home as a homemaker. I know I used to look at my mom. My mom could go in that kitchen, man, it was done, whatever needed to be done. And it just looked so easy. But when I had to step into that kitchen, it was intimidating. Hey, Grandma Sandy. Um, now we have young women and men who are stepping into the kitchen, and it is intimidating. So we want to let them know clearly that it's keep it simple. Keep what they're doing as simple as possible. They got work. Some have work and school, and there are things going around. The meal does not have to be a 5-course meal. We can keep it simple. And so that's what we want to be able to teach and to remind ourselves. We've gotten into this. I know, I can remember when the kids were young, I kind of went into the mode that my mother did because that's who I was used to watching. But I had to learn once I got into the work world, I didn't have time for that. And so I had to back up and start to try to find my own way of being able to provide for my family, to get that dinner on the table, and to keep it simple so that they weren't stressed. I wasn't stressed, because if mama is stressed, then everybody's stressed, and we don't need that. So we're going to uncover the big secret. There's a big secret to being the CEO of your kitchen. It doesn't matter who you are. For the most part, we're learning, and all of us are works in progress, and we're all trying to learn. But the big secret is that we have certain items that we've acquired. And, some of us are gadget girls. We like all the new gadgets. And, the young cooks are looking at us going, well, I don't have that. I don't have a KitchenAid, so I can't do that. Or I don't have the Ninja blah, 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 so I can't do that. Well, those things are fun. They're fun items. But we have simple things. So we have to be able to show a more simple way of being able to do things. We can throw in the fun things, but they're fun things. But we want to be able to show you simple things and to do things more simply, so that I can do this. I can try that, and it will work. Now, as we talk about those simpler things, I pulled out a few things. Sorry for my back, but I need to reach back here. I'm going to pull out some of those things that I've had. Now, I have been married over 40 years. Okay, so I've been doing this quite a while. And I have to laugh because, when you say that, anytime you tell somebody that you've been married over a certain number of years, their eyes get this big, like, oh my goodness. And, but you know what? We're still works in progress every day. Now, we've got fun things that we like. We like the Ninjas, we like the KitchenAids, and we use those occasionally. But we come back to the simple things. Now, the simple things are those things that when it's time to prepare a meal, they're your go-to items. And automatically, you're going to pick it up. So I'm going to show you some of my go-to items. And to be honest with you, for some of them, I'm going to tell you how old they are. Okay. I'm starting with this. This is a measuring spoon that every now and then my husband says I should be ashamed to use on YouTube. But you know why I'm not ashamed? That's because there's somebody out there who needs to know she's using a broken measuring spoon. I got one of those. But you know what? I like this little measuring spoon. Now, you know, I've got other measuring spoons. I got all kinds of measuring spoons. I even got a new set of measuring spoons. But that's not usually the one I pull out. I pull out my simple little spoon because I know when I scoop this and I start to sprinkle, I know this it's going to put the amount in that dish that I want. Simple things. If you've been with me for some time, you know I am a wooden spoon nut. I have some metal spoons, but you know, the newer pots and pans, sometimes metal spoons are not necessarily the best thing for them. And I've always been a wooden spoon girl because I didn't want to have to think about what the surface was going to be. I can use my wooden spoon in the cast iron. I can use it in some of the newer pots and pans. I can use it in the ones that won't the non-sticks, whatever it is. I can throw that wooden spoon in there and I'm ready to go. And I don't have to worry about it scratching anything. So wooden spoon is another item that we're able to use. Like I said, I got another one of those little ceramic spoons. I own this used to be a set 20 years ago, but these are the only ones that I could find. And they're the only ones that I use. So they're still around. And I'm not getting rid of my spoons. We need these. I need that. Now, I did pull out one and I keep it just because when the kids were babies, you know, they would sit in their high chair, and while I was cooking, I'd pull them up close enough that they weren't in danger of getting too close to the stove, but close enough where I could give them attention while I was getting the meal ready. And they loved the measuring spoons. I don't know if it was a clang, you know, they could make all the noise, but this is a over 40-year-old spoon. Hey, Stephanie, how are you? Good to see you. And it's over 40 years old. So I'm still savoring some of my simpler things. Spoons, wood. This scraper is over 40 years old. It's beat up, scratched up, and heaven only knows it scraped just about everything there is, but it works. So we keep those things that work. Good. I'm gonna flash here. I'm glad to see Stephanie. How are you? Good to see you. Glad she was able to get in today. But we want to be able to think about some of those things that are special, those savoring things that we can just savor, and we can maybe even share with our daughters and let them know that it's okay. It's okay if you have a spoon you've had forever. Use it. You know, you don't have to use the new things, and it's okay to have the new things, but we have that tendency to go back to what we know. So that's why those are there. Now, we're going to take a section each week and just see what everybody's up to. And I know some of you are doing some fun things. Some of you are, I see. I'm laughing. I'm reading here. Let me show you Grandma Sandy. Grandma Sandy, I love her. Grandma Sandy, that's not the one. Let me see if I can get. Oh, okay, here it is. She says, Grandma Sandy said that she can see that I'm like her and that I hold on to a lot of things just because I love them. Yes, I do. And as you mature in the kitchen, whether you're male or female, I know my husband has certain things that he likes when he gets in the kitchen, and if he can't find it, it's like he can't even cook because he can't find that one thing that he wants to use. And so, you know, Grandma Sandy said that she uses her electric frying pan. There it is. She uses her electric fry pan. And, I did a series earlier that what I bought a couple of college students electric fry pans because I know when I was in college, we cooked. We cooked in our room. That was when crock pot first came out. And my mom gave me a crock pot, and somebody else gave me a fry pan. And so we had meals in the darn because of those two items. So, absolutely. I just got rid of my first crock pot. Y'all are going to laugh. And the only reason I got rid of it then was because I broke the ceramic part that goes on the inside. And for those of you who have been around a while, the first crock pots, that ceramic part didn't come out. You had to be really careful when you cleaned it because there were certain parts of it you weren't supposed to get wet. But that is how to, you can really do a lot of cooking between the crock pot and that electric fry pan. And I still have the electric fry pan from college. I take it out on the deck and I fry fish in it because it's the best fryer ever. Um, she says, Grandma Sandy says, when she wears one out, she goes and gets another one. Let's see. She said certain things she loves to do in her kitchen that other people probably don't do anymore. You know what, Grandma Sandy? It's okay. It's okay because someone's watching. Someone is watching what you do. Uh, Stephanie says she's been trying to show her sister-in-law how to burn an iron skillet. And my first iron skillet was my mom's. And it's a little bit smaller than the one that I purchased. But when I take that skillet out, she's with me in my kitchen. And she's gone. She's been gone a while and over 20 years, actually. And when I take that skillet out, it's a moment. It's a moment. It's almost like when I take it out, I need to go get the Kleenex for a minute because she is right there in that kitchen. And you'll find that there's going to be things that you take out and you learn a lot. I'm looking at Kim. Kim said that when her mom passed, she said she took a lot of things from her kitchen that she had for years. And Kim, every time I'm telling you, every time you take those things out and use them, it brings back those wonderful memories of her in the kitchen. And whether, I don't know about you, but mom never really asked me to cook in the kitchen. But what I would do is that I'd work on my homework right there at the kitchen table, and I could watch what she was doing. And while I'm sure she was thinking I wasn't really watching, I was watching. I was watching what she was doing. And so when it was time for me to step into the kitchen, she was my example. It was great. It's great. I still have a lot of her recipes handwritten. They are valuable to me. Stephanie said her first crock pot uh, that she sent didn't come out. It died. Oh no. Oh no. So you had one of those too, and it just quit. Isn't that terrible? You know, those are things the big guys usually going, will you please get rid of this thing? And I'm thinking, no, no, because there are memories associated with this crock pot. Well, I'm sorry that it died, Stephanie. Denise says she still has her original crock pot. Hubby has encouraged her to toss hers out too. Yes, it does. It works just fine. And you know what? When I have a large group of people, once upon a time when we could have a large group of people in our house, and I would do a buffet, I used crock pots to keep the food hot. And it's ironic because the Christmas just before the pandemic came about, we had a really nice get together for Christmas. And I had four crock pots operating where I was keeping the food hot. And I borrowed one from a neighbor, borrowed one from my daughter, and the other two were mine. And I love them, but they are great when you're planning to have your family over or people over. It's always a lot of fun. Centric says a she still has her 15-year old crock pot. She said all the numbers are rubbed off, but it works. Yeah, I know how that is. But you know what? You have used it enough over the years. You know what's going on with that crock pot, and it has given you much love. So those numbers that are rubbed off because you cleaned it and polished it. That's a good thing. Oh, let's see. Uh, Louise said she has her small fork her daughter used at college. She says she passed it on to her and she uses it all the time. She's over 1,200 miles away since she moved there 6 months ago. Wow. Oh my goodness, Louise. Wow. I am spoiled. My daughter is 5 minutes away. And I don't know what I would do if she was 1,200 miles away. We talk every day. I see her every week. And if it's not me, it's the big guy. One of us are trying to get over there and go see the kids. And oh my goodness, that is that I my heart is just here because that's quite a distance away. And I'm sure that the time that you do have together, that is valuable. So that small fork, every time you take it out, she's right there with you. And I'm sure that you've probably shared something with her so that when she's in the kitchen, you're there with her. Oh, that's so sweet. That's a tough one. But those little spoons, I've got baby spoons. I've got baby spoons of every grandchild. And I've got some of their little cups. I have my daughter's baby cup, all of that stuff. Belle, she says that when an old crock pot dies, it's a sad day. And yes, it is. Because, we grew up during that time where the crock pot was that hot item. And I don't know about you, I used my crock pot back in the day when I was really working, probably 3 or 4 times a week, because you could put it on in the morning and walk away. And when you came home, whew, the smells that were coming from your kitchen were wonderful. I love it. So Ronnie's agreeing. Absolutely. It is a sad day. But, now my daughter is so funny. I find out about a lot of new things through her. And I love these new crock pots that have the little fasteners on the side. So when you travel, you won't necessarily spill everything all over the car. And because I don't know about how many of you, I have done that of where I prepared a dish, the pot started sliding, and we ended up with half of that mixture in the back of the car. Oh, how heartbreaking. So, we she says this is Louise. She said she also has a son, and her other son lives in North Dakota. And she said he's been there over 8 years. Amazing. That is so good. That is so good. Wow. You want to keep your children as close as you possibly can. And I'm looking at Denise says, and I'm spoiled. Yes, I am. She said her daughter's in Tennessee, and of course, she's in Indiana. And it is quite a journey to get from Indiana to Tennessee. And, but she said they FaceTime quite a bit. Guys, what would we do without technology? I tell you what, I had not realized how I had, but I hadn't. We never really, as a family, used the technology to stay in touch with each other until COVID came through. And then we started FaceTiming, and we FaceTime weekly, if not a couple of times during the week. And the nice thing is now is that the oldest grandkids are old enough that they can FaceTime whenever they want to. And for those that have phones, hey, they can go on that phone, call you, and flip on the camera, and we're looking at each other. And sometimes I'm bad. I have a head full of water. Sometimes I'll start crying just because I'm just so excited that they thought enough to pick up that phone and call. So yes, it's FaceTime and all of those things are just wonderful, wonderful. Denise is talking about the crock pot. She's had it happen too, where the crock pot tipped over the back of the car. She had beef stew all over the floor. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That's terrible. Your car smells like whatever it is for at least a couple of weeks. I don't care how much scrubbing you do. It takes a while to get rid of that. Louise is saying, FaceTime really does help a lot when you can't be together. And that's absolutely right. Now, ladies, gents, family, and friends, I had a whole lot more, but we have had so much fun today. And I promised to stay with an hour. And I really hate to see you go. And I hate to turn you loose because I love being able to spend this time together. But you know what? We're going to be doing this at 12:30 on Mondays, taking time with each other and being able to stay in touch. And I am just thankful, as we said, with technology, of being able to uh, gather together. We're gathering together around the table, and we're doing it one meal at a time. And in this case, it's our lunchtime. Mm, and I love it. I have a little something that I want to leave with you before you go. And I found this. And so this is my thought for you today. May your Monday be short. May your lashes be long. And your coffee be strong. God bless you this week. Enjoy each and every moment. Gather your family, whether it's by FaceTime or it's in person, around your table, and take the time to share the love with them, whether it's turkey noodle soup, French onion soup, potato soup, or a can of beanie weenies. It doesn't matter. It's because we're together that makes it special. Mwah! God bless each and every one of you. And I thank you for being here today. And I am so looking forward to next week. Guess what? We've got a guest next week. I'm not going to give it away today. Keep your eyes open this week. Maybe Wednesday, I'll tell you who it is. But we have somebody who's going to be on the show with us next week. And I am so looking forward to it. So stay warm and stay blessed. And I will see you soon right here in the kitchen of Ebony, Ivy, and Thyme. Love to you all. See you soon.